Okay, so I hope everyone can hear me. I have my earbuds on and I'm walking again. Today, I just thought I might take my phone out because I was walking. I'm walking through this neighborhood. It's really a very affluent neighborhood. Beautiful. There's some beautiful homes, nice cars, everything. And I start to think about the concept of jealousy. Give me 1 second. Okay, I'm back. Peace to you, sis. Peace, Queen. LAS. All right, so yes, as I was saying, peace to, I didn't say assalamu alaikum, hotep, namaste, jumbo, ashe, duanter, I think I said shalom. All the greetings of love and light to all of you, the darkest minds of the light. Much love to you on your Saturday. If this is your Shabbat, much love to you and peace and abundance to all of you. So I was just walking right now, and as I said, I'm walking through a very nice neighborhood in my area, which I don't. I live in a decent area, but there are like very nice homes. Once you turn the corner, like $1 million homes, you know, very nice. So I'm walking through, and I'm really admiring a lot of the homes. Um, so I started to think about the topic and the idea of envy, um, which it's natural to want things, to aspire to be better in every way. So we want to be holistic and balanced. Now, if I'm out of breath a little bit, if I sound like because I'm doing my exercising, so and I'm carrying weights today too, so bear with me. Where was I? Okay, so I was talking to a beautiful sister today. Um, she we started to talk about how, unfortunately, we as women, and I'm not just talking about women, but we were talking about women, how we get jealous. Men get jealous too, but I'm talking about the way the chemistry, the dynamic, the makeup of jealousy when it comes to women. Now, this might apply to brothers too, but again, I'm speaking about what we spoke about today. So, and I'll tie the whole thing about me walking through the neighborhood, looking at the different homes. Um, I've since then turned the corner. I'm out of the neighborhood, by the way, but it's still a nice area. Anyway, I digress. So back to the topic of women and jealousy. I said to the sister, and she wholeheartedly agreed. When when women are jealous of other women, it's You know, it's not, God, there's so much I want to say. I also want to say this. Stay with me, buckle up, roller coaster ride. But I'm just in my mind right now and sharing. So, everyone, even me, when someone says you're jealous of me, the first thing it's like a slap in the face, you know? It's like, excuse me? Oh, the first reaction is, jealous of what? That's the first thing we say. I mean, again, I'm speaking to my sisters, the women, but this might apply to men. And I'm not looking at chat. I love you all. I'm going to check the chat in a second. So I say it. I'm sure everyone says it. It's like a knee-jerk reaction. Then I think that's a moment, for me at least, when I'm not sure. Like sometimes I just know people are like just saying it. But if someone says you're just jealous of me, I examine myself. I go introspective. I start working introspectively, looking at myself inwardly and checking, am I jealous? So there's a lot of jealousy out there. Jealousy is a very basic emotion. It is very basic. It's very carnal. It's very innate, but it is not always negative. Well, jealousy is negative, but the whole envy or comparing yourself, I'll say envy can turn into jealousy. So jealousy is negative and it's always bad. So let me just put that out there. But the emotion of envy, which turns toxic and turns into jealousy. Okay. Coveting and envy, you haven't quite gotten to the point where you're vicious and you're jealous. Okay. Yeah. So let me start there. So it's a basic emotion and envy and coveting. But what you should do with it is use it for positive growth, to grow in a positive way and turn it into an admiration and turn it into aspiration, like trying to reach a goal. Because at the end of the day, jealousy, I'm going to start with envy and coveting. Envy and coveting, it's just something that's within you. It's something that you yourself know that you're lacking, because you know you're lacking it. It's 100% you. People from the outside, yeah, they can say, well, obviously, look at her, and then look at Beyonce. She wishes she was Beyonce, rich, beautiful, happily married. No, that's obvious. But from the core of the person, the jealousy is you. The envy is you. What am I trying to say? When you go and you see something outside of yourself and you start to covet it or envy it, somebody, it's because you think you don't have it. Check. Can we get that in stone? I write it down in at least permanent ink. Let me say this again. When you see something or someone outside of yourself, outside of your entire existence, from inside out, and you, not all the cap about, I'm not jealous, I don't care, I like the way I am, I love myself. No. Just you, alone by yourself, in your inner self. If you see something or someone outside of you, and you envy that means you yourself feel like you know you're lacking it, or you feel you're lacking it. You know what I'm saying? So if I'm looking at $4 million homes, which that's what I was looking at, I didn't feel, there wasn't jealousy, but I was like, wow. And we all have that, like something that we don't have that's really coveted, and something that's in our society desired. Actually, I love tiny homes better, but you get what I'm saying. I was looking at the home thinking, wow, this is a beautiful home. It'd be nice to have something like this. I have to, for me, I'm like, how can I get it? What can I do better in my life? But everyone isn't at that point, you know? Everyone isn't at the point, and I'm saying there are a lot of people who are, of course, but everyone isn't. Some people, oh, who do they think they are? Even they'll go to the point of throwing rocks or throwing trash in the person's yard, vandalizing. That's a jealousy. So the envy and coveting turns to jealousy instead of them saying something positive. Because remember, it goes back to the inner self. Like, I don't, I, this is something I'm lacking. It has nothing to do with the person who has it. It has nothing to do with the person who has what I think I want. It has nothing to do with them. They're just a depiction or an illustration or a manifestation of actually my desires of what I lack in myself anyway. You know what I'm saying? So anyway, I'm just walking by some people real quick. Just a second. Give me a minute. Yeah, so let me check the chat. So let me see what you guys are saying. No Saint, peace, another walk. Yeah, I stay hydrated. Thank you. Peace to Battle Rap Panda, LAS, No Saint. Yashiria, peace, sis. You bring a lot to the table. PCM, much love. Thank you. Robzilla TV, there you are. Hey, there's my sister, Queen Dulcinea. No Saint says, I've done the same thing, but I'm more about the freedom I project onto them and being able to go at a whim anywhere in the world. Obviously, I don't know that, but I do get jealous. Yeah. And you know what? I think you get what I'm saying. I don't even think it's jealous. I think I was saying jealousy at first, but I think it starts out as like envious, you know? But I don't know you like completely, but you don't seem like someone. I think the jealousy is when it gets toxic, because at the point where it's envy and coveting, it's not toxic yet. Jealousy, from what I've experienced, is when you're just vicious and you want to tear down the ones who have what you covet and what you see in yourself that you lack. Let's get back to that. Thank you for that comment. Okay, I'm not looking at the chat anymore. I have to pass by these. There's a little league game going on or something. I don't want these people like, what is she talking about? Anyway, so jealousy with the women, sisters, envy. Okay, let's get back to us. As women, we have so much different pressure. I'm not saying men don't have pressure. I'm not saying men don't have like social pressure, because they obviously do. But as women, we have a different pressure. We've got this pressure about, our image, as far as first and foremost, physical appearance, and then how we conduct ourselves, because of social norms and all of these different things that have been, social constructs for us. So, we hold ourselves to standards quite often. Now, a lot of women try to break out of that. They say, I'm going to go do this my way. I want to be natural. I want to do this. I want to do what men say I can't do, but I digress. But for the most part, in society, women, we have, peace, Benita, just glance in the chat. Peace, Officer 5000, Madabar, Shalom. Okay, so I'm not looking anymore. Okay, so we have a lot of social pressures, right? And let's get back to the looks. When we, as women, and I mean, I'm putting myself in there, so this isn't like, oh, what's she talking about? Well, we as women see, remember, we're talking about this is our issue within ourselves. It's nothing outside of us. When we see other women who are praised by men and women, but first by men, for looks or the way they act or whatever, we as women, because remember, it's something within ourselves, we've been, maybe it's a social program, maybe it's something just a woman's dealing with, but we look at ourselves introspectively and go, I'm not like that. Now remember, this is in the silence of yourself. You can use that phrase. The silence of yourself means everything that you can't even speak is right there. So even at this moment, the silence of yourself knows what you really think. So when you are looking outside of yourself and you know in the silence of yourself that you don't feel adequate, you don't feel like you are good enough, and then you compare yourself to a woman outside of you, okay? I want a sidebar. Stay with me. Remember I said you need your seatbelt. This roller coaster ride. You may actually be perceived by society to be equivalent, this is deep, to be equivalent to the woman who you are looking at saying, I'm not as good as that woman, I'm not desired like her. You may be perceived by that same group that you say is judging the woman better than you. You may actually in reality be perceived or at least capable of being just as desired, if not more, than the woman you're targeting. This is so deep. Please, I hope this is connecting with everybody. Let me say this again. In the silence of yourself, you see yourself as less. That's why it's a knee-jerk reaction for us to say, jealous of what? Because it's like a slap in the face. You could possibly be hating or looking down on your own self. That's what jealousy equates to. You're looking down on your own self. That's why it's so offensive. It's like, not only is someone saying, you think this person's better than you. Well, that's not, I shouldn't say not only. Jealous, when you say you're jealous, you're telling a person, you think this person's better than you, and I called you on it. Okay, so in the silence of yourself, you think someone is better than you. You think someone is more capable than you, but you never show that on the surface as much. I kind of got sidetracked. Okay, so in reality, that might not even be the truth. That might not even be the truth. That's why when I say things like, I don't care if you look like Lupita, Hallie, Beyonce, I don't care if you're the most beautiful woman in the world. You can still be jealous of a woman. You can be Lupita and you're jealous of help me out, y'all. I don't want to really say Precious, but I forgot the sister's name. Lupita could be jealous of Precious. I used to know her name. You get what I'm saying? She could be jealous of her looks. Why? Because in the silence of herself, she's telling herself, I'm not as pretty as Precious. Now, to the collective general population, that would seem absurd. But jealousy isn't about that. It's about what's going on inside of the person. Okay? Now the things that affect the jealousy or that cause that I'm going to say affect, the things that feed jealousy is when the jealous person, it has reinforcement when that jealous person sees men saying to over and over, oh, that woman is so beautiful. Oh, I love the way she is. And then sister saying, I love that woman. She's such a great woman. She supports sister. She's graceful. That feeds the toxic jealousy that was once coveting and envy that needed to be nurtured in a positive way to turn out to be something positive for the person. Because it would be, see, that basic emotion of coveting and envy, that is something positive. It makes you strive to be your better self. And what you should do in that striving to be your better self, you should adore and admire, exalt, support the person who has triggered that emotion in you to look at yourself. You may need to be a better, I'm sorry, sirens coming by, I'm gonna mute out. Okay, yeah, now I'm muting out, I'll say, peace to Hootie, love you, Benita, King, Sun, Ra, Shaka, Shakur. Oh, you would get far more. Oh my God. See, this is another thing. Talking about humility. We're gonna do a stream on humility and really talk about what that means. That doesn't mean I have to lick the bedpan clean, my friend. Okay? That's why I tell my sisters, hold on. I tell the sisters, submission doesn't mean that you're a doormat, it doesn't mean you're a toilet, and it damn sure doesn't mean that you're a buffet. You understand? If we're talking about you're coming to eat something, you better be coming to a potluck. You better bring something. Talking about the word reciprocity, I'll let that marinate. Let me get back to the topic of jealousy. So, all right, family, I'm not looking in chat anymore. So, yes, and well, that word humility is great because you can be a God and be humble. There's a lot of holy writings that say so, especially the main one, not for me it's the main, but one of the most popular, the story of Jesus. Okay, how humble was Jesus? How humble was he? But he was the bomb, you know what I'm saying, in layman terms, and he knew it. You never heard Jesus saying, oh, I'm nothing, I'm just, y'all walk all over me. He said, I'll give this to you, I'm laying this down for you, don't get it twisted. I am a God. I am the God of this world right now. I'm the one highest in this realm. But I'm gonna lay it down for you. So see, that right there would take somebody like what Peter said, oh, who's he think he is? Well, he knows who he is. I'll never, ever again shortchange myself or demean myself. I used to do that. And I used to dumb myself down a lot to make other people feel comfortable. I'm a new person. This environment has really brought me up like a phoenix. Okay, you can call me a dragon. I love that. I am the dragon. For some weird reason, Peter always brings that out of me. I think the last time I was like, I'm a demon. I love it. I love it. Anyway, back to jealousy. So it really is about your being in the silence of yourself, like just saying, well, what is going on with me that I'm looking at this person, and I'm not just, now I'm going to move out of looks, and I'm even going to move out of just, this isn't even gender, it could be male or female. Some people, there's a particular brother that I know of, I know there's more than one brother, but there's a particular brother who is so insanely jealous of what I teach because he in himself wants to be the only one who's teaching. He wants to be the only one who's admired for going beyond the surface. So that's something that's going on in him. He has to look into himself, and it's the silence of himself and say, why am I like this? So I never really had an issue. Like I said, the feelings of envy and coveting, although they can really lead to toxic jealousy and resentment, at the base of it, like looking at it from an innocent child, like how children get jealous or children envy and get upset, it's not evil. It's what do you do with it? What do you do with it? Like, do you let it just fester? And do you never work on yourself? Like, if you look at somebody and you're not, again, we're talking about you, what you like. You're not at a weight that you like. You don't like yourself in your weight, in your body. It has nothing, no one's ever told you, hey, I don't like your body. You don't like your body. You don't like the size that you are. Okay, whether it's the weight, if you're heavy or if you're too skinny, you don't like yourself. The silence of yourself. If you look outside of your body and you see someone who is admired and who also is confident about their body, her body, his body, even if the person has a perfect, like, sculpted body, or maybe the person is just like Lizzo, but I'm not saying Lizzo is happy with her body, because I don't think she is. But let's say it's a woman who is really happy with her size. If you are not happy in the silence of yourself, you despise your appearance, your weight, your body, then you look at someone outside of you and maybe you don't like their confidence in their body, or maybe you don't like maybe their body is the body that you want to have. If you just sit there and do nothing, and I'm gonna say this again, you do nothing. I don't want to hear about I tried everything, I was fasting. No, stop. If you haven't really done something to make a change in your physical self, since you just in the silence of yourself, you despise yourself, and you just sit there, that's when it becomes toxic. You start resenting the person. You don't even know that person. You start saying horrible things. You say, well, the reason that person's like that is because I heard she killed 3 babies in a sacrifice and drank the blood, and that's why her body looks like that. You know, stuff like that. You're putting energy into something you shouldn't be, and you're taking away from yourself. The energy that you're putting into being jealous and toxic, you could be putting the energy into working on either loving yourself the way you are or making a change and being the way you want to look. And and if you really want to put a cherry on top, in all of that, changing the resentment and the hatred and the jealousy that you have for the person that you're looking at, changing it to admiration. Make that person your goal. See, especially as women, we so don't want to do that. Women, I haven't gone down to the deep psychology of it, but I have my ideas. Women, especially women of American culture, and then especially women of Black American culture. I'm going to say that again. Women, especially women of American culture, that's all women, and especially women of Black American culture, really have a problem with getting underneath other women, admiring and striving to reach the goal that another woman has reached. Now, remember, I'm talking about the silence of yourself. If it's somebody you don't give a damn about, like, I don't care what she's doing, that's not what I'm talking about. I'm talking about if you're in the silence of yourself, looking at somebody and envying and coveting, and then becoming jealous of a woman, then you should instead don't turn that coveting and envy into jealousy, turn it into admiration. Say, I really look at her, she's great. I really would love to do that. I like the way she does it. Because it's not about, nothing's wrong with emulating, okay? It's not even about that. You are always going to be yourself. You're always going to be yourself. When you run it through your consciousness, yes, I'm talking about consciousness. When you run all that you admire or that you're coveting, then you turn it to admiration and you strive to be like that person. They may cross the street. So when you run that through your consciousness and you apply it to yourself and your existence, you run it through your consciousness, you apply it to yourself and your existence, it's you now. Now, is it beautiful if you say, well, this person influenced me? Of course, that's beautiful. That's very godlike. But it's always going to be you. Now, I'm not talking about if you try to like look exactly like somebody. It's you, but then you're looking like, okay, what's going on here? Are you Michael Jackson lookalike? Are you a Mariah Carey lookalike? That's a different topic. You're dealing with a bit of psychosis there. So let me look at the chat while I wait for the light. Peace, Patricia Johnson. I'm crossing the street. Oh, gosh, so much traffic out here. Saturday. Okay, so let's see here. I want to keep my eye on I'm the type, I don't just trust the light. You know what I mean? I like to look around. I don't want to just be in the crosswalk hoping that people will follow traffic laws. Give me 1 second. Let me just get up on the curb. Okay, so, hey, I'm going to talk to the security guard that I passed by. Hold on. Hey, I got your sandwich. I told you I would get you one. Let me have, I'm live right now. Yeah, so, here, let me give you, I told you I would. You thought I wouldn't be back by noon? Oh my gosh, I had no confidence in my walk. 1 more hour. 1 more second, guys. 1 second, guys. 1 more hour. And they're good. They're healthy. They're healthy, but they're not healthy. Here you go.
Well, thank you.
You're very welcome. You deserve it. Working hard out here. Say hello to my people.
Hello, people.
All right, you take care. All right, and you, yeah, always. Okay, guys. Yeah. So, yeah, I was walking this morning. Peace, Tony. And I stopped at this place to get these sandwiches. They're good. I don't eat them. I'm not lying, y'all. Y'all are like, yeah, right. I do not eat the sandwiches because, wait, let me see what this guy said. Shout out to Miss the whole sobriety sector. Oh, okay. Yeah, that's good. I love sobriety. Yeah, shout out. Let me put that on the summer jam. Okay. Yes. Strive to be better. Be your best self. So who's in here? Let me see. God, the sun is so bright I can't even see my screen. Oh, Dulcinea. Peace. Dulcinea, you know, I mentioned you. The sister sit down. I'm going to contact you. I think you sent me your phone number. I'm so sorry. Send it again in the email. We're doing the sister sit down next Saturday. Peace to my sister. I know, H. Millette. I love you. Here's a sister that I love. Anita. It's in here. Is it Sharon Chappelle? Where's the video, sis? What video? What video, you guys? I'm behind. I had to stop and read the chat. So you get what I'm saying. I talk to the sisters a lot because at the end of the day, hold on. We all have, are you guys there still? Can you hear me? Put a 1 in the chat if you can hear me. Put a 1. At the end of the day, jealousy isn't about, it really isn't about, oh, look at beauty contest. Obviously, she's jealous of you. I mean, look at her and look at you, or look at him and look at you. It's beyond that. It's beyond that because I don't think people understand. In a war of words on the internet, which I'm trying to rise above it. I might say anything to somebody who's attacking me and trying to destroy me, but at the end of the day, I really believe that there is no ugly woman physically. I'm gonna be honest. If you put me on a polygraph, now I used to say that about men, and y'all don't be mad, but I met this one brother. I don't want to use the word ugly, but he was just bizarre looking, like, and he was a lovely guy, but he turned out to be a stalker a little bit. But he looked like one of the orcs. And I'm not trying to be funny, and I'm not looking at the chat. I'm not. So physically, I couldn't get past that grotesque looking face. Like his eyes were so far apart. But that man could be beautiful to somebody. But he's the only person in my entire life that I've truly seen as unattractive. Now, getting back to women, there's a special thing about us. Let me give you some information on women. We are the embodiment of beauty. We are the embodiment. I don't care what anybody says. I don't care. If you're a woman, you're already ahead of the game when it comes to beauty. You're a woman. Now, yes, you can hear people say, no, I've seen some this and I. No, you're already the embodiment and the manifestation, the physical manifestation of what is known as beauty. Why? Because you have a womb, because you can bring forth life. That in itself is beautiful. You know, you see people looking at different animals, gorillas and giraffes and jellyfish and whales, and they say, look at that beautiful creature. And they really mean it. They mean physically that the physical beauty of that animal. Why? Because it's majestic, it's powerful, it's ominous. You can't wrap fun fact, did you know the strength of a gorilla is immeasurable? That's one of the most beautiful animals to me, by the way. Oh, I love gorillas. I never said that, but rest in power, Harambe. Okay, so I digress. So what I'm saying is you're already ahead of the game as a woman when you are, as far as beauty goes, because you're a woman. It's like, so what I'm trying to say is all women, we're all beautiful, but then the scriptures say the countenance of a woman is affected by her wickedness. I believe that 100%. You could be the most beautiful woman in the world. If you're evil and disgusting and rude and nasty and backbiting and undermining and a liar, your physical face will become what you are. Now, again, I'm talking about women because I said we are the embodiment of beauty, the physical manifestation, the definition of beauty in this existence. However, we have to work at maintaining and enhancing, leveling up that beauty by our movement, by our behavior, how we deal with others. That's what makes a woman unattractive. Not just spiritually unattractive, but physically. Hey, you. Hello. Hi. I see some people, my neighbors. Anyway, let me look and see what you guys are talking about. So I did about 8. I'm not gonna lie, I did about 7.3. Hi, kitty. Miles. Let me see what you guys are saying. Okay, so want me to drop the link? Well, I have to start another stream. I don't want to really. I could drop the link on this one. Mr. 100 Rounds. Peace. That's the true inner beauty comes out, and what's inside can spoil beauty on the outside. Yes, exactly. Patricia Johnson says, first ever full virgin maiden with whole skin. Door pulled. Oh, yes. Talking about women. Thank you. Yes. Yes. And who would deny that? Anyone who's come out of the womb, how could you deny? Think about it. I don't think there's a man who truly would argue against that. Well, there probably are, but let me see what the sister says. Envy goes a long way, far beyond jealousy. No, not really. Jealousy is really toxic. Envy, I mean, I was being envious when I was walking through those houses. I didn't want to destroy any of the homes. I actually started thinking about how I could be. Hey, you. Hi. There's some issues. Hey, let me close this stream, and I'm gonna come back in an hour. I gotta take a shower and everything. All right. I know I say that and I don't, but I'm going to. You guys are gonna be so proud of me. All right. Peace to the darkest minds of the light, and much love to be continued. Shalom.